Hey, this is Clint from CT Mad Mods, and today we're back on Kyle's Suzuki Samurai with the 1.6 liter 16 valve swap. We've had some issues. Our friend John Brown in Alberta, he's calling it problem child, and you're gonna see why here in a second. I had a gigantic leak and we thought it was the front main seal. Come to find out, this oil pan doesn't have that sensor that's on the front of the oil pan. And it just so happens that I had another block sitting over here that has the sensor. And what was going on in the vehicle was when that oil pan was on there, you could see this hole was completely exposed. You could stick your finger inside the oil pan and you could touch oil. And so what was happening was it was flicking up inside there, it was getting on the timing belt, and it was shooting all over. And of course we didn't notice it whenever we put the oil pan on and sealed it up. So it was flicking oil everywhere. I had oil running down the oil pan and it was going all over the place. So last night, I didn't even film it, I pulled the oil pan and I put that oil pan that was on that other block on here, and I sealed up that sensor. So it's all glued together. We're about to put the timing back together on this thing and put it all back together. And here's a better video of what we were dealing with right where that sensor is right there. You could see down inside the oil pan, and it was flicking oil up onto the timing belt and then shooting it all over the inside of the timing cover. And then it was following the oil pan down the side and it was dripping everywhere. We just really couldn't tell what the heck was going on and assumed that the oil pan gasket wasn't set up properly. So I went ahead and pulled the timing cover back off, and I had the coolant system all put together, and it was running and everything, and just had this leak and I couldn't figure it out. And it really showed up whenever I brought it up to like 2200 RPMs, and I was letting it idle pretty high, kind of, you know, setting the timing up and stuff, like trying to warm it up. And it really showed up and just started leaking oil big time. And I thought maybe the front main seal was leaking, like when we had seized the cam. I just assumed that it built up pressure in the bottom end of the crank and blew that front main seal out, because it happened on mine. So I went ahead and pulled the timing back apart last night after work real quick, and didn't even film it. I just needed to verify. And once I pulled it apart, I realized what was going on pretty quick. That oil was just splashing up through that sensor hole, and none of us noticed it. Kevin doesn't even know where this oil pan came from. I assumed it came off of the engine whenever we brought it over to ADM to have them build the engine. Maybe it got mixed up. We have 2 or 3 oil pans around here. Maybe we grabbed the wrong one. I don't know, but we got it fixed now. I'm gonna put this all back together. I'm just gonna put you guys on time lapse and film me putting it back together, because you see me put a timing belt on hundreds of times, and see if I can't get it started first try. Okay, I put the timing back on, put some oil in it, kind of checked a bunch of things over. I'm gonna try and fire this thing off. I don't know if it'll start or not. I haven't even tried yet, but let me make sure the key's on. Okay, key's on. Timing should be dead on, but let me check it real quick. My Samurai is set up with 1, 3, 4, 2, and right now the rotor is pointed right at number 4, and I just got a pressure gauge and stuck it on number 1, and I made sure it was on top dead center. And I got all my marks, and it looks like the timing belt's nice and where it needs to be. So we're gonna try this sucker out. It should have fuel, should have everything. Let's give her a try. Oh, first try. I just want to verify that we don't have any oil leaking out anywhere. Let it run for a minute. Go ahead and shut it off. Now I just want to take my light and verify that I don't have any oil pouring out anywhere. It doesn't look like I do. And no drips underneath. Looks like we solved the leaking issue, and this sucker started right up. Finally. You know, I've been texting with Kyle the last few weeks, and last night I just texted him and I said, hey, you know, we have an oil leak. I do not want to give this thing back to you with a oil leak. That was the last thing I wanted to do, was for him to get his rig back, park it in his nice driveway, and have a little oil leak. And turns out it was a major oil leak. Anytime he would have gone downhill, it would have been pouring out of the front of this engine. So, you know, I just wanted to do it right and make sure it was right, because it's Kyle's, it's not mine. And yeah, I was kind of worried about the front main seal leaking too, but it's not leaking. So I'm gonna put this thing back together for the umpteen billionth time. And we're gonna get it to Kyle. All right, Kevin's cleaning up the wiring under the dash. I'm putting the timing cover on, and I'm about to put the coolant system back in. I'm getting so good at taking this coolant system apart that I just throw the fan inside there and do the 4 bolts, and the whole system slides in, so. Okay, I just set the coolant system in there, tightening up the fan bolts, and about to fill this sucker up. I just got to connect that hose and that hose, and this thing's ready to go. Bring it up to temperature and then do timing. Okay, you've seen me here at this point 1,000 times before, but this one is super exciting because I just know that this sucker is gonna start and there's gonna be no leaks and everything's just gonna go the way as we had planned it. So we'll crank her up and bring her up to temp, and then we're gonna throw some timing on this sucker. All right. Okay, everything seems to be good to go. Nope. Okay, everything looks good. Let's see if she starts. Whoa! Hey, why don't we take it out of gear? Thank God the lift had it. I'm leaving that in there. Kevin's sitting here messing with the
trying to put the
shifter in. Are we in neutral? All right. we're backing this sucker up on it under its own power. Sounds pretty good. Power steering works. Feels good. Sounds good. Timing's dead on. Kevin doesn't know I'm driving around. Yeah, buddy. Oh, it sounds gnarly. I couldn't get the timing just right, and I kept messing with it, I think it just needs to run a little bit, kind of break in. So, see if we can go find Kevin. Yeah! I need to adjust the clutch a little bit. It lets off immediately after it leaves the floor. But I think it's ready to go to Kyle. Temperature gauge works. Looks like the fuel gauge works too. Temperature gauge looks good. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be rowdy. Yeah. Woo! Let's take a ride. Get back, bud.
Where's my dog?
I don't know. He was with you.
You're missing coolant.
Yeah, is it bad? I can't find it yet.
Like that.
Okay. Here's a flashlight. The hood's not latched. Yeah, so it's leaking exactly where mine leaked on that 90 degree. So I think what we'll do is, that guy said put a T in there and come off of the thing straight and then go over to the other hose over there, and I think that's the way. But yeah, jump in real quick. It ain't gonna all leak out. Let's take a ride around the building. What do they call this? Like first reactions?
Yeah. First impressions. They got some get up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a minor leak, but I mean, we need to fix that anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sounds great. Wish mine sounded like that.
We got a race car here.
Yep, we got a little antifreeze leak. All right, it's Kevin's turn. We fixed the leak. It's got some power. Yes! It's got power, dude.
Oh my gosh, that was only second gear.
Right. Look at that smile.
How can you help it?
Right. That glass pack sounds awesome.
Wow.
Well, it ain't a John Brown 2.3 going 100, but
No.
it's pretty doggone fast. Oh. No way. There's a small dent in the hood. God dang it.
Well,
Might have to massage that out.
yeah.
The hood just flew up. That sucks. But I just hit it with my hand and it popped back out. Kyle, take that out of my bill. Well, it's got way more power, that's for sure. Looks like I'm doing some body work now. How's the temperature look?
Beautiful. It's like right at quarter.
Cool, cool. Freaked Ronan out.
Oh yeah, freaks me out.
Boy, bunch of amateurs around here. I'm not too impressed with the little dent on the hood, but we'll make it right. We already texted Kyle and told him what had happened. What had happened was
I was going too fast.
this thing screams. It goes fast, and so
What, I just hit third gear, right?
yeah. I didn't latch the hood all the way because the glove compartment isn't put back together, and I just didn't know if you could unlatch the hood. And so I just kind of pushed it down. I didn't think we were going to go 75 miles an hour down a side street.
Yeah, that was unbeknownst to me.
Anyways, we got it running. I think next video you guys will probably see us all with Kyle if he still wants to be our friend after damaging his hood. And maybe we'll go out to a trail or something like that and see what it'll do. Anyways, we got it running. Thanks for watching my video.